Good evening, all. Welcome to Saturday. Oops. We'll be working on some Gunpla, Girlpla tonight with the doll breaker tank. Buster doll, that's it. Buster doll tank today. We're in the final stretch, so we may start putting together one that's a little bit more customized after. Oops. See there. And VTuber. Get those out of the way. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay, yeah. I can see that being a problem. And we'll just give it a moment for Twitch to get its AdSense done. Let's see here. Okay. Alrighty. Guess we should probably get started, shouldn't we? The ads are at least going to be fine. There we go. Looks like frames are doing fine. Cool. Alrighty then. Now that we're here. Much better. Alrighty. So where are we starting off on? Guess we're starting off on building all these sub-tanks. We can technically disassemble her as well, but you have to disassemble quite a lot of pieces on this one, so that can be a little annoying. But may as well start with the tanks. So we need the caps off of here. Looks like it does just want us to do all of them at once, so guess they've all got the roughly same usage case. There. And there. Okay. Gives us 4 lovely canister caps. Then we need I and J. So let's see here. Guess we need all 4 of these then. Okay. There we go. And then we get to start working with the green plates, at least in a little bit more effort. Yeah, it is these guys. Okay. There. There we go. Gonna assume these all just clip together then, without too much effort. And then this apparently has a specific angle it needs to come in on. So I couldn't tell you which. And at the very least, it's pretty straightforward. So, not too bad. Let's just get all these together then. Since they don't require too much effort to snip together. There we go. Gives us 4 happy little batteries to work with. Okay. Now we get to work on the beefy arms. Stop. You need to sit down here, buddy. Alright, so we get to cut out the big boy. Or I guess the big boys, rather. Mm. Okay. Then all the other parts are off of J, so probably gonna need to get it off of both of the boards, but that's alright. So 7, which is this guy. Then you... There we go. Okay. Pretty straightforward. So we start with the hinge. And I have seen a couple of people use this kit already, and they seem to like painting over these green pieces as well, just into something else. They do make it stand out a little bit much compared to the other kits, but it's not the worst color to have. But if I can get my hands on some paints, then maybe. There we go. Nice and simple. So we got 4 tanks, and then we've got armed guards. And now I guess it wants us to build a combination between the backpack and a handle, question mark? Now, I guess we're going to need the D. Let's see if I can actually find just the regular D board. You will be I don't need you. Is that this board? It is. Okay. I don't need to put you there. You're kind of the center of attention. Okay, so we need D6 and 7, and then G4. Which will be you. Okay. We'll need that again soon, just because this is for one of the arms. G. G should be one of these gray boards, right? Let's see here. Apparently, this girl has a lot of handlebars on her just in case. Okay. Well, let's see here. We take this guy. Then we gotta shove in this. Okay. And then apparently, this green guy just shoves right in there. Okay. Big arm. Oh. Oh, that's on the wrong audio source. But yeah, welcome in, Mitchie. Hopefully the evening's running well. And welcome into the cabin. Thank you for the biddies, by the way. That's actually a good tell that I need to figure out where that audio source is coming from. And why it's not the right audio source. Just got home from work. Well, welcome back from work, Mitchie. You can put your feet up, maybe grab a drink, and enjoy yourself. Because I know that's not the, Saturday's not a great day to work, but I mean, like, money's money, right? Big Thermos is your friend. Dude. Let's see here. That audio source is in the wrong one. Not gonna report Mitchie for that. Large cup. It's a large thermos. It's quite helpful for just keeping water cold for long periods of time. Um, actually, if that's... Interesting. That got reassigned. That one usually doesn't get reassigned. Are these on the right one? No, those are on the wrong one too. It reassigned all my browser sources, you sack of garbage. There we go. Hey, I got a 20-ounce small one. Or a small 20-ounce one. I think mine is like 40 ounces or so. I don't have the label on it anymore, but... yeah, it doesn't really say even on the advertising or the warning label. But it's a big one. It's honestly enough that you could probably hurt someone with it if you wanted to. But yeah, welcome in. We're just working on some gear for the doll bus, or the Buster doll. Trying to give her some meaty arms. But how are things now that you're at home? Hopefully you're able to relax a little. Oh, yeah, I needed this one. I did actually find some decent dice while I was out today. Just because I like to try and take my walks on Saturday, where possible. Fortunately, this one's a little bit troublesome just because it's big. Don't mess up my entire setup. Yeah. Found some big dice, which are a little bit funky, but they're neat. And then I also found some tiny dice for comparison. The colors don't quite show as well through the camera, but there's some pinks and some cyans and some clears in there. It's a pretty good set, I'd say. And I just keep those on my desk, because I like keeping dice nearby, just in case. But yeah, usually like going into the local shop to see what dice they get, and apparently they had a good set. Let's not have you fall off my desk, please. Bit of chaotic mess, but that's alright. Yeah, nothing too fancy going on here. Got a good walk. Was about like 7,000 steps or so. About 5.5 kilometers of walking. I'd say it's pretty good. Yeah. Saturday is just kind of an easy day to actually get those steps in, because you can do it in the middle of the day without too many problems. But that is just the fun of it, so suppose there's that. Oh, whoops, I wasn't supposed to cut out that 7 yet. Never mind, that was the right piece. I just thought it was the 7. My brain's working well today. Toot. And then gotta cut out one of these handles. But yeah, to anyone who may be lurking or some such, do very much recommend that you grab a drink. We're going to be here for a while, and music and my tone of voice aside at the very least, it is not going to be a very juiced up one that you might be expecting, like XQC or any of those bigger bodies. We're just going to rest and enjoy ourselves a little. There we go. And then this one goes in on the side here. Cool. We get two meaty arms with handles on them, just in case. And then it does also want us to build her back brace by the looks of it. It's on the F board? I feel like I saw F while I was organizing everything. Don't... We'll just put those guys to the side for now. Don't need them just yet. Alrighty. Don't... And I suppose today will just be a soft test of this playlist to see if we get any knocks on our door from it. Shouldn't, but it's a relatively common enough playlist that I'm perfectly fine with having this as the background music when we're doing artistic stuff like drawing, kit building, or anything like that. Don't. I'm realizing during these hand cam streams as well, with the amount of dice that I actually end up keeping around, we probably could set that up for something now that I think about it. Not sure what, though. Honestly, could be anything. Oh well, we'll have to see. Um... Hmm. Considering there's someone singing in this. That is a DNCA stream-friendly playlist, huh? Oh well, we're testing. It's fine. I'm gonna have to do a little more research on how Twitch wants us to do tunage, though. It's something you kind of leave in the back of your mind for the longest time, but now that they're bringing the hammer down on it, which they should. Whoops. It's become a bit of a hot button topic for a lot of people. Oh yeah, also, I am now allowed to do gremlin mode whenever needed. This has given me the permission to do so. So if things ever get chaotic, blame that thing. And she will just be sitting right here, staring at us lovingly, as all Fumos do. There we go. There we go. Alrighty, so we got two of those guys. They want us to slip those onto her backpack piece. I guess this is just what counts as part of her back brace. How exactly? Probably wants us to go like this. Otherwise, it's not going to fit very well on her back. Alright, let's see here. Oh, these actually attach to the back piece. I thought these would attach to her arms. Maybe there's another setup that has it actually attached to arms, so that way you don't have to worry about the back brace. Yeah, it looks like that's next. Okay. So let's see here. E2 and E4. Let's see here. URF, URF, URE. And the last little bit of the E board. Boop. So that would be 2. Then chop you off, and you. There. That's 4. And that board is done, so you can go on the garbage pile for now. And then it just wants us to stick those onto the arms. Like that. And then just wants us to do the same thing of plugging it into the very bottom of these, so... And they can turn as needed, so that's a good sign. Whoops. Oh, I plugged it in here, didn't I? Probably wants you to plug in here, just for the sake of experimentation. There we go. You can twist those as needed. It's on her back piece, so... Oh, it actually wants her to add even more to it still. That's actually kind of surprising. There's already a lot just hanging on these. Is this for the other 4 and 5? There. And then you want us to put the handles like this. Well, I guess if you have other ways of holding these things up, it's at least giving you some extra handles to do so. So it's not the worst thing possible. Oops. Let's see. Then 6. Gives you quite a few of 6, so I'd assume they want you to use these as just general connectors to everything else. There we go. There we go. And then that gives you the option of shoving some energy tanks in there. Spin and apply as needed. They really want you arming up these things before you actually slap them on her, don't you? Let's see. It looks like they want you to slap together the arm pieces, but I'd prefer to not waste parts, so there's another cuff you can put on that's probably better for what we're going to do later. Hmm. It mentions that there's a potential piece, but is that piece included in this kit? Well, it's worth taking a peek. Let me just pull up some Google Translate real quick. Can be used as a 3mm shaft, can be used as a 3mm hole. Oh, duh, there's literally labeling on it. Okay. So let's see here. Just so that way I'm not wasting too many of these things by cutting them out of the board. Because this kit at least seems quite adamant in you cutting absolutely everything off the board. Not that that would make a gigantic mess or anything like that, but let's try and keep my place as organized as possible, please. Oh, that's not good. The arm piece is too thick. Oh, whoops. Hey there, Chow. Welcome in. Yep, the model's coming along pretty well so far. We're kind of just on the armament section right now, and I'm just trying not to waste pieces. Literally the piece that we had on there was fine. I didn't need to cut off anything. Rip. But Jude needs to work on reading directions, so that's about normal. Let me just grab my tweezers, just so we can actually pick pieces apart. Because my hands are too big for this. But how are things, Uchow? You enjoying your night so far? Took a nap, a little disoriented, but it's chill. Yeah. Naps are always helpful, but at least when it comes down to it, you gotta make sure that you're resting well. Don't... I know my sleep schedule tends to be pretty horrendous overall, so it can be a little bit rough getting a clean night's sleep, but we'll do what we can. There we go. Halloween nails? Yeah, Halloween nails. I mean, it's September, right? That means Halloween's in like 3 days. I gotta be ready for our new show. I'm not letting that shit sneak up on me. And okay, back to original goal, which was not that or that. It was here. Forgot that I wanted us to take off all of the feet and arm nonsense too. We don't need the major cuffs for now. We'll just have the insert cuffs to hold on to other pieces later. And you can be used to hold the book open. Let's see. What is it trying to do? Looks like we're trying to beef up the legs now, which was one part of this build I did want, so let's see here. Looks like we can exchange a piece out if we ever need to. Are you saying that to... as a 3mm axis possible use? Hmm. I'm not sure if that matters for now. So let's see here. Let's just follow regular instructions for this point. We need if dos. Dude. And then D9. Yeah, we'll be able to finish at least the book for this today. I'm not sure how far we'll get into doing any customization stuff, but we can at least start on customizing our church bunk representative. Although I do still need to actually get an item for the bonking process. There's not many of these kits that actually just have like a hammer tied to it, which is a dying shame. Oops. Come on, get in there. Okay. And then this can just get put on... There are like no pegs that actually go into anything on this. There we go. We're going to make these legs extra chunky. Then we need 3. I think I inserted that on the wrong leg. Because all of the imagery seems to state that it should have this side connector available. Come on, buddy, you can do this. Let's just do that so we don't accidentally break anything there. There we go. Don't need to break her spine just yet. Okay. And then this goes right there. And then this guy gets to plug in right here. With apparently another optional to put that 3mm connector on the side. Is that actually used for anything? Apparently you still need these. Don't. Doesn't look like that's used for anything explicit. So I guess we can ignore that for now, just to not have to cut the piece out. Yeah. Swear you need a paper clip just to actually make sure these stay closed. Actually, shouldn't give me access to tools. I will figure shit out. Okay. So let's see here. Going back to the feet, apparently. Which is weird that they want us to go back to the feet before we even worry about the other leg, but... Let's see here. Let's dress up these feet with the big chonkers. So we need J and I. You're D. You're F. You are I. And J are the green ones. So, let's see here. We'll grab you. Come on, buddy boy. There we go. It just got caught on the rod that was holding it in place. There we go. And then J. That shouldn't be one solid piece, but I appreciate the fact that it is. I wonder if the next kit that I can try to find might be better suited to see if I can find one with like green separator pieces on them. Because if we're going to be using all the chunky pieces from this kit, it would probably be better if we could make it cohesive between all the greens. Although I don't know if there are any of the Megami devices that actually have a green color set to them that aren't like Susano, and I don't really want to pay $250 just for armbands. So let's see here. Feet go. What part of the foot do you actually want me to connect this to? Oh, I guess the front one. Okay. There we go. Big chunkin' foot. There we go. Not too shabby. The connection admittedly seems a little bit light, but I'm assuming there's something that will be used to cover that. Alright. You've got some special instructions on this one. What are y'all talking about? Only the right leg is shown for illustrative purposes. Hmm. Did I miss a piece? I did miss a piece. Whoops. There and here. Then this guy gets to go directly inside the top hole on the knee. It does directly go against the fact that there is a piece they wanted us to put on the leg brace before, though. So you're going to have to come off, buddy. Sorry to say. Come on. May as well just do the other leg while we're here. Come on. Okay. We'll just leave her legless for now, just so that way we can get everything put together first. There. Then it wants us to connect some other pieces to the leg, I guess just to cover up the weird ankle piece. So let's see here. G. G should be the silver board. Come here, buddy. This needs 2. Forgetting caps likely have on the Exorcist Widow. I think she has them in a kind of similar silvery color. So then this gets to go on the joint on the ankle. Specifically backwards. Okay. Why backwards, though? I guess that just helps as a connecting piece. Okay. And then it doesn't say to yet, but I'll just grab the extra pieces for the left leg. Just to make sure they're out. Yeah, what they want you to do is to shove this canister in here. Which is a little much, admittedly, but we can keep those canisters for something. And then it also wants us to add the other side of the bulk. So let's just grab both of these while we're here. Don't. And that's the eye-board done. Okay. Perfectly alright with that. Don't. There we go. Oh, whoops. I need to get Kin's stream back up. There we go. They're technically working on art of me right now, although it's not for me specifically. Let's see. Where do you want me to put this bad boy in? Oh, this one's a rail loader. Okay. Um. Hmm. Oh. Where do you want me putting this in? Nope. Shoved the foot off by mistake. May help if I put it on in the right way. There we go. And then you shove the canister in there. And you make sure the foot's on. Bit of a chunky leg, but that is kind of the intended purpose. Although the foot does not like staying on like that, so gotta be a little careful there. Doesn't want us to put this together just yet, but I would argue that this is kind of needed at this point. That and actually having that on will look a little better than just having her with one gigantic leg for no reason. Alright, now we gotta do the same to the other leg. Oh, whoops. Get the foot done first, and then D. Where's our immortal D? There. We will also need D10. And then that's actually the entirety. Oh, not the entirety, sorry. There's one more headpiece on here for alternative stuff, but I don't think that's going to be needed. Okay. So then we need the F board for just one of those side connectors. What number was that? 2? Okay. So then we take this guy, slip on our connector piece into there. Then we can shove this in onto the red. Then we need to get J4 out. Sorry, buddy, it looks like it's your time to get off. We're gonna have to ask y'all to leave. And then that finishes off this J board. There is a couple pieces just left on this one because they give you duplicate of the ears just in case they break or something like that, but that's fine. It's probably better to just duplicate the J-board than take out a piece on one of them just because you only really need one. Oh, sorry, you don't need that just yet. You get to go into here. Then J4 gets to go into the top spoke here. Although that doesn't work. Oh, there we go. And then we need to put our foot construction back together, because they just kind of expect you to do that. Okay. Then we need to put this big boy in to have the grate cover that. Hmm. You are being a little finicky. Why are you not just slipping in there? Oh, that's why there's multiple rails it needs to slip in on. There we go. Load it up with nuclear energy, as you want to do with any of your robotic gals that are in your life. Although that does leave the bottom here just very open. Okay. Sorry, just give me one quick sec. I just want to make sure I can actually clip the book together, just so it doesn't keep flopping about while we're working on stuff. Which, for the most part, it just looks like we're putting stuff back together, just so that way we can have the full setup here. So yeah, she is one of the biggest sets of most recent claim for the sole reason of just her equipment isn't just one gigantic F-off weapon like many of the others are, with Exorcist being one of the leading examples. But... oh, hey there, Potts. Welcome in. And thank you. Whoops. Kind of did these the other night. It's a little bumpy still, but what can you do? Yeah, you're allowed to say that. Why wouldn't you be allowed to say that? I do my nails up to look pretty. What's stopping you from saying that you like them? But welcome in. How's it going, Potts? The night treating you alright? We're just working on our lovely Buster tank, which is pretty much together. And darn. Let's see here. You are now in the way of instructions. Oh, ad break was short. Okay, that's good. Well, welcome back and welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're just working on Buster Tank here. She's admittedly one of the bigger dolls, or one of the bigger kits to work on because all of her gear is just to make her bigger. She doesn't have a fuck-off weapon, so it makes hers a little bit more intricate just because she's got a lot more armor than all the other ones, which is fine, because admittedly half of them need it. Dude. But how are things on your side? Are you enjoying all the dunking coming from Doki Bird being a menace in Street Fighter? Guess I was self-conscious on drawing attention to non-robo-hands. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah, at least with hand cam streams, I don't fully care about the fact that I'm breaking Robo Persona. I'm not going to be wearing a full winter coat and paint my hands like pure steel color or sock color or whatever, because I also have to worry about this connecting joint here being pure purple on every single finger. So there's a limit to what I can do. Also, yeah, Doki admittedly does need to be locked up. She is a menace with that modern Zangief, and people are just not ready for modern Zangief with how easily you can actually pull off all of those grapples. Because Zangief's grapples aren't like simple, regular buttons, right? Those are 360s and 720s they have to deal with normally. That is just boiled down to a button. Ugh. Man, you gotta be real careful by making your system easier, especially in that. There we go. Because I know I've been trying to get my head back into the fighting game idea, but it's been a little low going in that respect. There we go. The only half circle is the running bear grab. Ugh, oh god, okay. Yeah, that is terrifying that they're just able to get that off simpler then. The rest is 360s and the 720. That is very dangerous. I don't even play fighting games, but even I don't play fighting games much anymore. But even I remember simplifying the characters who have the complicated inputs for a reason is to make sure they can't just fucking insta-lock them in unless they're just god gamers. Let's see. Oh, I didn't need to cut that out yet. Whoops. Sorry, baby. I'll just put you over here for now. You can sit by the Fumo. 5. Although we have mostly been seeing clips from Doki, so I'm not sure how the other VTubers that are being brought together for this tournament are faring with the classic or modern debate. That doesn't connect up like that, board. What are you trying to say? Oh. That's why that doesn't connect up like that. It actually connects up here. Seeing Doki run amok made me actually thankful Geef doesn't have Green Hand in this game. Is Green Hand one of the older moves from like Marvel vs. Capcom era of Street Fighters, or because admittedly I do try to follow fighting games where possible, but Street Fighter is the one that I just don't have any knowledge on whatsoever. It was never in any friend group, it was never brought up in conversation, and I just never had a reason to really look into those games over the years. That's one of his original classic moves. Let's see here. Zangief, Green Hand. Was Green Hand a mistake? That's a good way to phrase it. Actual name is Banishing Fist. Dude is a pro wrestler. Why does he have something with such a cool name like Banishing Fist? Is he actually just screwing around with dimensions during his wrestling matches? Oh, is that a backhand? That comes out quick. God, if you actually had that nowadays, that would give you way too many goddamn options. Although I guess your T-spin does kind of give you some options for 6, so... Suppose it'd be worse if you had both. So in the lore, Banishing Fist was a key-based move he developed to deal with projectiles. Welcome, I am the pro wrestler. I've also studied ki, so I can say fuck you to Shoyoken. Fuck you, Ryo. Oh, there's more pieces I need to... I guess more pieces I can put on here. I don't need to right now. Although it does make sense. A lot of his kit is very close up and grabby, so having some kind of side option for ranged attacks was kind of needed. Also, welcome there, Shexy. Hopefully the evening's running well, and welcome to the cabin. Thank you for the coolant. We're just working on some Girl Plus stuff at the moment, but how's the night going on your end? Also, requisite. Good to have some nice ice cold water in the back. In Street Fighter 4, banishing flat was the best it's ever been, especially EX. Left him plus on hit and in speed. Just going around making sure streamers hydrate. Alright, sounds good, Shexy. Thanks for the assist. Definitely want to make sure that the streamers are staying hydrated, because goddamn, the summer is not your friend. But keep doing good work. I'm sure the streamers appreciate it. Oh, and he steps an entire football field forward because fuck spacing. Yeah, spacing is kind of important at the end of the day. So if they gave him even more of that to help close the distance, I'm sure that helps him a lot. Select the gray area and install. Huh. It actually gives you some extra connector points to make this stronger if you need to. Interesting. Okay. I probably should stop watching clips just so that way I can understand some more of the intricacies when it comes down to all the Street Fighter nonsense that's going on. But there should be, like, Dulcim was a Street Fighter character, correct? Is he in the current game, or is he not in 6? So I feel like I don't see anything about him and his stretchy voodoo arms. Oh, he is on there? I guess we just don't see too many people actually using him then. Hmm. So it just wants us to slip these on for back pieces. I guess if you need to connect anything to the back, you can just have those on there too. All the original World Warriors are in 6? Really? So if I remember right, that would be Ryu, Ken, Cammy, Blanca, Chun-Li. Um, Crap. I don't remember the others off the top of my head. I am a fake Street Fighter fan anyways, it's fine. That's the one franchise I just don't keep up with. You'll have to give me a quick sec. There is a lot of Japanese now that we're near the end of the book. Unfortunately, I don't read Japanese. Google Lens is your friend, though. Okay, you can cover her face with the armor. And then you can also connect pieces together to make a big old FU cannon. Ryu, Ken, E. Honda, Chun-Li, Blanca, Zangief, Dulcim, and Guile. Okay. That's a pretty star-studded cast, then. Cammy actually debuted in Super SF2, so she technically doesn't count as a World Warrior. Interesting. I kind of figured that she would still count as a World Warrior, since she just fits in so cleanly with the rest of the cast. But that's alright. There we go. Now what it's telling us to do is some silliness with these cannon arm things. Whoops. I actually took the handle off. That's not good. And we don't count the Shadaloo 4 since they were unplayable bosses in the OG Street Fighter 2. Well, that's a shame. You think they'd ever try and bring them back into a future game, or are they a slightly dated reference at this point that wouldn't end very well? Mm, that can go in there. Well, Bison is the only one of the 4 that made it in. Jury's out if the others will make it in the future. Jury's out if the others will make it in the future. I guess we'll have to see then, won't we? So you can make a cannon with these but it doesn't work very well with this piece. I guess it does kind of just ask you to take that off for this, so... Hold on. Story mode did tease Vega, so he might be next season if we could hazard a guess. I think that's a pretty safe guess. At least if I remember enough about Vega, he's relatively well liked as a character, so people would at least be expecting him. He is the, like, one clawed mask guy, right? Yeah, I remember him pretty well, because he just stuck out like a sore thumb in that cast. Suppose that's not a bad thing, though. Okay. There we go. Gives us a cannon arm. What other ones would make it interesting if they added them back in? I'm pretty sure Dan is in 6, so that's not exactly a problem to worry about for him. Even if he is a joke character, he's still relatively beloved when it comes down to 6. And just Street Fighter in general. Oh, is Dan not in 6? Well, then maybe Dan will be in 6. He's in 5 and they made him kinda tight. Well, then, if they bring him back for 6, maybe they could make him bearable. Oh, I put this on the wrong way. I guess you have a lot of options at the end of the day, don't you? Because it's not like they're lacking for Street Fighter characters. There. And sadly, I don't remember too many more, but I'm assuming Street Fighter V probably has a wide enough crest to work with at this rate that you can probably get away with a good number of them. He launched with an infinite in 5, and it was hilarious. What's more hilarious was how they got rid of it. Oh no. Did they make him just trip? Did the poor guy not even make it? Come on. Hey, there's Solace. Well, come in. Do hope the factory is going well. His infinite was tied to his fireball? Ugh. Okay, I can see where that can go wrong. Does that mean he needs to, like, hit his fireball for it to actually activate now? Or activate after the change? Okay, that is just face armor at that height. That definitely needs to go down more. So they added in a random chance that he chucks an enhanced red fireball that knocks down the important. Oh god. Because before that, the fireball would just do hit stun. They could keep going indefinitely. I suppose that's not the worst way to fix it at the end of the day. It does at least mean that he can occasionally just get like a Luigi rocket boost. Which, I mean, that's not a bad thing. Yeah, you can still do the loop, but it's RNG based as to whether or not like it goes on for a while. It's not the worst, but it's unfortunate. Let's see here. I believe we're pretty close to just being done with the base kit, so... Yeah, because that's literally just the last page with making the cannon and a couple other little defining points if you want to make something fun with it. So... we might actually be able to start customizing this if we want. Don't... These hooks are probably getting in the way. That's not helping get this collar on. There we go. So you can have some fun with that. And thankfully the collar does click together, so that's not entirely the worst to work with. But yeah, that's Buster Tank. An interesting build for sure, and it does at least give you some extra pieces to work with, as well as a pretty sturdy looking stand for posing. So... oh, oh, the arm points that way. Okay. Don't... oh. Nope, if you want her to point at something, that collar is not going to let you do that very easily. Oh, hold up. I guess there are some slightly disgusting characters in Street Fighter 6 as well, right? Like just combat-wise and combat option-wise. I'm pretty sure there aren't any infinites in 6, at least not that I've heard of. But like there are, well, I guess Doki and Zangief are kind of proving the point that Zangief is kind of a problem right now. Or at least modern Zangief is a problem. Oh, I disconnected something I shouldn't have. Was that the arm? Yeah, the arm joint popped out. Oh, that's not good. Nothing insanely busted has shown up outside of the top tiers being pretty good. Well, I suppose you could do worse if you're just having to worry about the upper echelon of the game being, you know, good at the game. But even then, character balance has been pretty decent. That's actually rare, so I'm pretty happy about that. Because there are some games that can get a little bit wild. And not in a good way. Now, can I get this arm in without having to disassemble all of this? I might just have to disassemble all this. That's really the one problem that comes with this kit and the new setup they have for the arm sockets. Because they've tied them together with the shoulder plate, if there's any weird disconnect with the shoulder plate that becomes a problem, then that causes just an extended issue with the entire build of the arm. Oh. I actually need to take this off. That arm is splitting itself apart. Case in point. That's not good. Was the connection there just not solid enough? I guess I was kind of fiddling with it pretty hard. The Doki situation is just funny because she joined the Seijin Slam right after Geef had gotten some pretty sizable changes that improved his kit. So Doki joined in at the right time then. It is good to know, though, that she is more of a grappler, so people are going to have some fun drawing Doki as a mainline grappler unit going forward. Couldn't have timed it any better. Not in the slightest. But it's always good to see. Whenever you can see Doki Bird just getting a win for something completely on accident, that's just good timing, and I'm not going to fight her on any of her successes for now. Because she deserves the W. She's gone through enough at this rate, just give her some fucking wins, please. Get you in. Oops. Now I gotta get the rest of the kit back on. Then put the head back in. That should be okay. This can now bend up without crying. And the beef legs, unfortunately, don't quite work for the posing right now, but especially with the fact that the foot can just fucking snap off at any point. You can just put that back in, and this arm is heavy enough to actually hold all of it, so kudos to whoever actually engineered this stand, because that's a lot of weight in just one kit. Yeah, that's the general idea. You've got a high collar, you've got two gigantic F-off arms that can have cannons in them if you ever so choose to. So not a bad kit overall. Just honestly heavy for what you're getting with it. And unfortunately a little bit rarer because I got the last kit that was available at the store I usually shop at. So I'm not sure if they're able to actually get some more reorders in on that or not. That's neat. Okay, never mind. There we go. That color looks uncomfy. A little bit, yeah, but it does at least let her see through the little holes in there. That's fine, though. Welcome in, by the way, Aiden. Hopefully the evening's running well. We're just working on some Gunpla stuff, but how's the weekend treating you? She does look badass, that's important. Yeah. Admittedly, I mostly wanted this kit just so that way when I'm customizing stuff, I can steal, like, the bigger pieces off of her. I don't fully care for the rest of the kit, but that's alright. But I guess now that we're here, we're technically done the box as is, so we could actually start working on some custom stuff if we want to. Which is going to require a little more room, so I guess we're going to have to move the Yuka Fumo out of the way. She can stare at me from on top of the PC. Well, if she can actually sit up there. There we go. Fun, edgy mix and match pieces. Oh, that's what we're going to do. That's at least what we're going to start on doing. Because we've got the 3 kits to work with now. So we've got Buster Doll Tank, we've got Exorcist Widow, and then, well, I have some of the other pieces stored, but we've got Grandma as well. And since all of these are from the same kit, or all the same company at least, it's relatively easy to start mix and matching pieces. So, we are going to have some fun taking apart a couple of these and start making our own, because as much as I don't shut up about it, I like the idea of building a user for the Church of Bonk in terms of these mecha. So we'll be able to put together a Church of Bonk user. Eventually. I just need to find a kit that actually has a blunt weapon tied to it. There honestly are not many that just have a straight-up hammer, unfortunately. Which is a bit of a lost opportunity, but that's alright. There we go. You'll have to ignore all the decapitated pieces over here. Unfortunately, Grandma is a good kit, but a lot of her stuff is covered elsewhere. So the main things we just need are these, because a lot of the kits don't just have full goddamn socks on these characters for some goddamn reason. Nope. So that's where we're going to start. Including these red spacers, actually. If I find a kit that eventually has a translucent green, just so that way it maxes up better with those, that might help us out a bit. There we go. There we go. Oh. Right, her legs are technically a little smaller. That's a bit of a problem. Would the accessories from this kit actually work on Exorcist's legs? Also, this is an Undertale mix. There is no way this is DMCA safe. As much as I love Toby Fox, everyone and their grandmother makes mixes of Undertale music, so there's no way in hell this is fine. Oh. You can pop off just fine. What problem am I facing up here? You're also one of the slip-ons, aren't you? Oh, actually, would you need to come out first? You might be blocking something. Oh, no. You get to stay on. You know what? I have tweezers here for a reason. Where are they? They'll make my life a hell of a lot easier. And then you, how do you come off? There we go. No. Stay as one piece. I just need to disconnect that. Okay. So that just comes off of a peg that should be connecting the leg to the foot. So I'll have to keep this in order. So thighs from grandma with connectors that are admittedly thicker. Maybe we won't keep the red connectors then. You can stay over here. I'm glad these are model kits. The board looks quite messy with me having removed a bunch of their legs already. Okay. So we get there. Next would be deconstructing this setup, which is already doing that on its own. So thank you, Exorcist's armbands, for being the loosest connection possible. Let me take that arm off and disconnect you from your post. This is gonna be a mess. To make my life easier, why don't we just get rid of all these boards? That'll give me some more playing room here. They actually give you a lot of extra translucent pieces on Buster Tank's translucent board. Good to know. Alright, let's see here. So, we need to remove your legs from your body real quick, which requires us to get rid of the skirt, which isn't too hard. Now, are your legs also super thick for no reason? Yeah, Grandma. Damn. I should have taken that into account. Alright, so Grandma just has smaller legs than all of the other kits, apparently. So having the black stocking piece is not quite as available to us. That's a bit of a shame. And Buster Doll's legs are a slight bit thicker than Exorcist Shadow's, which isn't the biggest loss. If it's supposed to look like leg armor anyways, it may as well look like leg armor. Now, this is going to be the fun one, because I believe with Buster Doll Tank, there is a separate connector system. Yeah. Also, thank you, Saribot, for taking out a spam bot. Definitely going to have to deal with a lot of those going forward. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like there was a newer addition to the bot repertoire, so you'll be... I'm sure Viper has been seeing it too, but the increased amount of spam bots trying to sell accounts and such. Sure that hasn't been lost in translation. Oops. Right, your head's gonna be an odd one. Oh. I think he updated the filter to where they've stopped for now. Oh. I don't feel like they may have stopped, but it's entirely possible that just regular viewers aren't seeing them be deleted anymore. Good boy. You do not want to come out of that head, do you? I do kind of need you to. The other connector is a bit different. Eh, fuck it. Um... That won't work there, but... Let's see here. So first, we need to get you out. And then we need to get this headband changed out. Which means the front hair needs to come off. And then you need to come off. Then you need to slip out. Then I need the board again. Which one was it? There it is. Pretty sure it's this piece, because it's just a flat piece. Don't need the cat ears for what I'm trying to do, but having the headband at least keeps the separation in. So you can go away. And I guess that finishes off the D board in the process, so goodbye to the great D. So then we can just pop that in there, and that just acts as a barricade between the two. Then the face goes in, and the hair goes in. There we go. And now we've got her sans cat ears for now, although little headbands to go along with it. And then if this works, okay, so the size differences between all the kits are at least coming to mind now, which is a bit of a shame. But we can do something like that, and put the helmet from Exorcist Shadow on Tank Buster's head. So no cat ears, but we can have the full helmet with the extendable horns if ever needed. Although the connection is a bit loose because unfortunately the separators here do kind of give Exorcist Shadow's head a bit of a better advantage, which I don't think I can carry over. So I think that's tied to her head. I guess that just becomes the question on if we'd want our representative to be blonde or if we want them to have the purple hair for our end. We'll try this for now. It's a sensitive connection, but it works. Ow. But then we can put her head on the body, like so. And then we could put these cannons on the arms like we do with Buster Doll normally. But I'd rather argue in this case that we could get away with putting all of the guns on the back, and then once we actually have a proper bonk weapon, we would be able to put those in her hands. Let's see here. Because we've got this hefty arm guard, and then we've got this pretty hefty back plate, so we have options here. There. Need the bottom of the foot. We can reconstruct this for now. Also, good reminder that you should probably stay hydrated. We're not quite in fall yet, but we're definitely coming up on the point where it won't be quite as dry. That is a good sip emote, Solace. Especially since I'm just kind of fucking around trying to make the ultimate build for personal reasons. But I guess I'll have to look into another kit to work with. I guess realistically speaking, if the main thing I'm missing right now is just a weapon for this kit, we're not exactly limited to just using the Megami devices. We could look into other series kits, like Proper Gundams, or the 30-Minute Sisters, or pretty much any set, really. There's a lot to work with. I've just been focusing on the Megami cuties because their heads are probably the better ones to work with. And they've got all the other intricate pieces to work with that I like. Let's see here. There was a little gray piece that would go on top of there. Where did I put that? There it is. So, how connected is the head? It is barely connected. That is good enough. So we can keep that in there. Put her head on there, and it at least has the same range of movement to work with. We give her the chonk legs, which are a little bit off gray from everything else, but that's alright. We can then get the skirt pieces back on, which, if I recall correctly, work like this. As a fair enough warning, the custom build for the Church of Bonk representative is going to be decently large, just because of the fact that heavy armor is usually our stick. So the paladin of the Church of Bonk will unfortunately be burdened with the same pain that we are whenever we are doing those runs. And I guess if I'm really determined, I could just paint the actual butt pieces, just so that way we can have the darker lower portions. Okay. So that gives us that so far. The legs are a little loose, but that'll be fine. So now comes the fun part. We've got this set up on the base plate that we originally had for Buster Gull, which we can connect her to really anywhere, just to keep anything else available to us. And that will require us to do a little bit of maneuvering with the hoods, just because of the fact that that's going to need to go a little bit higher to actually go towards her face at all. No. Oh. And for that, it will just require some fiddling. Which thankfully isn't too bad since the hood pieces do come together. So you can at least hold them together while finagling it around on the back. Just so that way you can get that set up. But do we need those? Because she technically does have the collar already. So there's nothing stopping us from using that for something else. Okay, this one's going to be pretty heavy no matter what we do, so we're going to have to maybe not have this thing stand on its own regularly, but we can just have it extend out the back whenever we need to actually pose this. Just so that way she's not hunched over. Gotta make sure the legs are actually standing up properly too. Yeah, just so that way she's not constantly hunched over trying to get stuff done. Okay. So we've put her legs and her head on the body. We've got the cannons, which we'll need to add somewhere, which there's a couple ways of doing so. Since the cannons, at least, have a central peg and a central hole on their backing piece. So as long as you can either get connected to that peg or something shoved in that hole to secure it, you're good. Which is one of the benefits of that piece. I am destroying so many of these. Nope. Let's see. I wonder if her head could actually go on here. It's possible. Where's that connecting piece? Because there's a spare connecting piece that we didn't need for the head. But it might be a little too big. Although I recall on the sets for... Oh, right, I can actually just put Grandma back together. I didn't need to take her legs off because they are far too small to be aesthetically pleasing. Believe the smaller hole goes in there, and then... Oof. That looks a little bit janky, but yeah, you can get her head on there. We might actually be able to use Exorcist Widow to make some kind of music listening girl later if we get the right kits. Now that I'm looking at it. So that won't be too bad. Let's just put her old legs on here for now, just so that way they are out of the way. Yeah, the main thing this needs is just a different body. Which might actually be Grandma's body. Might be a better fit for all the red that's being introduced here. No, maybe not for now. Let's focus on one project at a time. We need to make sure we have our Church of Bonk representative available. Let's see here. So our main goal for now is to figure out how to attach the cannons onto here. Which we've got a couple of options for, since we've got the tracks on the back here to work with. Can we just replace these, I wonder? Just going to take her off for now. Unfortunately, working with her on there is a little bit of a heavy set. So how would these work? We don't have to worry about these. Then that gives us downward pegs to work with. And I don't believe they can be horizontal. We do have those which point vertically, which have a peg that would make it stick out that way. And then this would need to come that way. Gonna need the big thinking brain for this one. And I might need to look at other kits that we have as well. There may be something there. This is a Legend of Zelda mix. This will not be DMCA either. This is not gonna work. Let's see. We do have this arm from the grandma kit that was used. I might need to open the grandma kit again. There may be a duplicate of this that we might be able to use. Because if we do something like... Let's take this connecting piece off. And honestly, we might not even need these arms for this. We already have pegs to work with. It's mostly just this back piece that we need for it. Let's see. So if you do something like that with the connecting arm, because we've got the sideways peg insert there, And that's pretty solid, all things considered, so that's not really going to be going anywhere. That will let us get the guns on horizontally. We just need to take out that extra section just so that they aren't sticking out as far. Whoops. So we take out that extra section. How are we looking now? That does keep it out pretty far still. I don't think we can really take out that extra piece just because there wouldn't be a very good way of attaching it otherwise with at least the pieces we have out for right now. So there's that. I guess that means I need to find the grandma kit, because there are two of these arms, so I just gotta find the other one. And I guess before we get too far out, I admire the process of build lady, immediately destroy lady, make new lady. I mean, when it comes down to it, yeah, but there is the effort to build what's requested of you, and then there's the fun of building your own fun thing. Because these kits are... like, you have directions to build the kit. You don't have to stick to those. These are just Lego for, you know, weebs at the end of the day. Which is probably not the best comparison to make, because I'm sure someone will shoot me over it, but... weeb Lego. It's true, though. Like, you're getting a bunch of pieces, you're getting an instruction booklet to work with. If it isn't weeb Lego, what is it? No, you have a point. See? Exactly. It is screaming to paint that black. But we're not working on Headphone Girl for now. I'm trying to find the other leg. There it is. At the very least, during this disassembly, we may as well put Grandma together, since none of her pieces are big enough to actually make any difference for this. I mean, no fault to you, Grandma. You're just a very small kit outside of your gear, which is massive. Oops. There we go. Grandma can stay in one piece for now, skipping along as she's happily ready to slay her enemies. Also, there's a good point. There are extra pieces of this eye patch as well. So if we want to give our Church of Bach representative an eye patch, we can do that. There's nothing stopping us from making a pirate. Oh. Probably worth it for the phrase of the stream, but Grandma's titties unfortunately fall off a lot just because of the fact her lower jaw piece on her helmet tends to unfortunately stick there. Now let's see here. I pretty sure I don't have... Yeah, because I still have all the extra pieces for... Oh, actually, I don't need to grab Grandma's kit. I put all the extra pieces for that armature in the bag for Exorcist. At least I'm pretty sure I did it that way. There we go. So that gives us that, which will allow us to... Actually, with looking at it, we could get these closer. And not have the garish blue connector joints from Grandma stick out too much. You can go in there, but I do want those arm joints back. Because I just had a thought. These arms, at the very least, have the option for you to go at any angle you necessarily need them to, with a very convenient handle to actually turn them while on the back piece of the armature. So... what we can do instead is we can connect those garish blue pieces there, like so, on a sturdier mantle, like that, as sturdy as these pieces are. And then with connecting that back on, that gives our paladin shoulder-mounted cannons, kind of. And if we really want to fuck it up, we could probably get some connector pieces just to tie the back arms together as well, just to make that sturdier. We got options. This just connects back into there, doesn't it? I have had this piece fall off a couple times now, so just give me a second. There we go. And if I'm being honest, we might be able to just get rid of the chonk legs for these legs if they're going to be causing too much of a problem. And there we go. So that gives us basically just adding the head and the guns off of this so far, just because the other pieces weren't quite working out as cleanly as I wanted. But that does give us the option to have her holding the cross. Once I get those arm gauntlet things back on again. Oh, ow. Where did that piece go? Oh, that's not good. I'm wearing mostly black and grays too. Where did that piece go? Hmm. Okay, that has vanished off into the ether, apparently. I must have flicked it in a really weird direction. Okay, that's about expected with those. They don't like staying on anyway, so I guess they just wanted to vamoose into one another universe. Let's put you back on. Just for storage's sake. Now let's think here. Don't need you. Oh, hey there, Whiteside. Thank you very much, Whiteside, for subbing in for the 29th month, the magical number. Hopefully the evening is running well for you, and welcome to the cabin. We're just working on kind of customizing our Church of Bonk representative a little bit right now. Now that we're done with the Buster Tank doll, or Buster Doll Tank, rather. But how are things on your side? You enjoying yourself? Oh, right, the cross. Church of Bonk probably requires to have some religious piece tied to it. Oh, no, you're that sensitive, okay. Things have been fine, also been sick the last week or so. Ugh, that's not good. Sorry to hear you've been sick, Whiteside. It always sucks when your local smoothie blender gets a virus. Things have been alright on our side. We're at least prepped for Halloween, whenever that pops about. I'm assuming within the next couple days or so. Dude. We're done with Final Fantasy 14 for the moment, which isn't a bad thing, but oops, don't pop off, please. And at least when it comes down to it, we're just having fun customizing this little number together for now. Since the Buster Doll tank was not the most complicated kit, just big. So, the Church of Bonk representative, at the very least, has some firearms to her, because of course she does. And we're just having fun with that. Although I do keep losing pieces, so that's not great. Yeah, we're just chilling for now. Nothing super expansive going on, but we're only at the 238 mark. We've actually got some time to work with, don't we? Don't quite have much else to really do right now in terms of building Gunpla stuff. There we go. We just need that to tie to that plate. Okay. And I guess the main thing that's going to come with this is just posing it, because it's a bit of a heavier kit to really work with. And I also just realized that I got rid of the feet that are probably the most stable thing for her. Should I add those feet back on? Just to make this even, I'm just going to take those two back plates off. They keep falling off anyways. So let's see here. Those can be buffed out a little bit, so that's not exactly a problem. Don't push her head back too far. Nope. Okay, I guess it can stand on its own as long as it's not standing on the actual plate itself. But I suppose that's a good facsimile for our Church of Bonk representative for the moment. We've got the heavy armor, we've got the heavy gunner, we've got the cross. We mostly just need a weapon for her to actually hold on to for that to work properly. Oh, that piece apparently didn't go very far. Yeah, that works for now. I suppose if we could get that hood on, that might help a little more, but that's not quite an easy thing to get down for now. Because these pieces don't quite line up well with all the rest of the outfit going on. Although I will give them the kudos to actually have this be a physical piece that can connect together, if only temporarily, just so that way it looks okay while it's sitting there on the body. I guess it's a bit of a shame that we're kind of taking it for this, because we don't really have any way of connecting this onto her for now. What else can be done with these? Oh, right, these were going to be shoulder mounted. That's why I had them come back that far. Yeah, that's better. It'll probably give her a hell of a session of tinnitus, but oops. Legs forward. Suppose the question now comes, what do I want to do with the rest of the pieces of Exorcist? And all of this. Because we still have this pile driver that comes naturally with Exorcist, which doesn't quite work with our bonking strategy. Let's see here. Is there any way we could get that onto here? Hmm. Unsurprisingly, the legs are actually too tall to connect to the old connector we had here. Um, and I guess this is an older connector, so it doesn't exactly hold on very well. I guess it can stand. Let's just do a little bit of a wiggling here. So let's do that. If we get rid of all of the bulk on the legs, that will help a little bit in terms of the disparity of all the colors. So let's see here. That will also probably let us actually connect the thing to the stand properly. But I guess since I'm just in the process of doing some cleaning, how is everyone doing tonight? Are you enjoying your Saturday so far? And I guess are you not surprised, but are you enjoying the fact that we're actually in September? Because I know that means that a lot of stuff is going to be coming soon. Though I can't say I've checked it in a hot minute to see what the biggest pieces are. Where are the regular feet at? There we go. Then how needed is that? Don't... That is the Wii Sports sound. Okay, as much as I like this playlist, I'm gonna be half surprised if I don't get muted at some point. Let's just go with that one. We'll just disconnect that. I guess the removal of that... No, that's still needed. Ow. There we go. Get rid of you. Just need to pop you off. Actually, extension, I could probably just pop this entire piece off, couldn't I? Come on, buddy. You don't require that much effort to get out of there. There we go. You can go back on there. Then we can get a normal foot for you. Oh, actually, she's got regular shoes, too. They don't just have to be the black toeless feet. I forgot this kid actually has regular shoes. There we go. Twist that to be the right way. Okay. That will let her have that. And without the massively chunky legs, We can just put the old connector in. And at least for the moment, that does make her tall, but it's not an awful look having her be blonde instead of the maroon, so kind of a head swap mostly, but not bad. Not much we can really do about Grandma for the moment, though. That's a bit of a shame. And we've got all these chunky feet pieces, too. Gonna have to find some use for those. I'm not sure what yet. They don't quite fit the Church of Bonk aesthetic for the moment. Is there anything I can do from you? You've got the giant Gatling guns, which, realistically speaking, we could strap onto the side of the Church of Bonk representative, but that might be a bit too much weight and too many different colors. I think the black, green, and blue majorities there are probably for the best. And unfortunately, Hindry just kind of has a stick. Good. Boy. I guess I should probably take a break, since we've been going for 3 hours and I haven't really moved too much. That'll also give me some time to think about what we can do next, which I'm not sure what, but I do have a birthday present I need to work on, and I don't think the recipient of such will rate into me at all. So give me a couple seconds, or at least 5 minutes or so, and I'll be back. Well, make sure to rest, stretch, and drink when you need to, please and thanks. Hi again. I do hope you're able to get some stretching in. Maybe grab a drink while you're at it. Yeah, let's work on a birthday present for a bit. Should be fine to do this in the meantime. Guess I just need to update my category, don't I? Don't. Alrighty. Let's do some art shenaniganry, shall we? Oops. Believe I was working on the tail before. Probably make you a smidge bigger. I said bigger hand, come on. Yeah, I'll do a little bit of research after stream just to see if there is another Gunpla I might be able to order by next Saturday. But we'll have to see how shipping and all that handles itself. Because I know the last one I ordered with Buster Tank was about a week late. So that kind of sucked, but oh well, what can you do? And then I guess we can keep that up just in case. Actually, let's put that on its own layer for now. Mm. Did I... There. Just in case. That should probably be alright for the tail. Should we keep with the hair and just keep working on the hair pieces for now? That might be a little better. Excess tail stuff. Oh, not that one. The group. Okay, hair. With this scene, we're already implying that there's just an ambient amount of light and that there would be something like... Oh, not there. We are assuming light is going that way. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So, hair stuff. I guess we should just start with the orbs, because those will be the most straightforward part of this. It's too sharp of a cutoff, so let's just smooth that out a little bit. Hmm. I haven't seen too many pop-ups today. Who is gonna be a raid target? Oh, Toto's on. Did they just start? Oh no, they've been going for 4 hours already. They'll probably raid in the can. We'll keep that open, just in case. Also, to anyone who may be falling asleep at this rate, do keep in mind it is only 9:30, so if you're trying to make sure your sleep schedule is not quite as fucked up, I do recommend putting on music a bit more exciting than mine. Oh, okay. Oh. That's a bit better. Mm. Let's do this part next. Mm. That'll look okay once we get some shading in there as well. Mm. Oh, no. Don't draw on your line layers, Jude. It will not end well. Oh, I was not aware that Kin was colorblind. Huh. Actually, that's probably been said before. I've probably just forgotten it. Because my brain is dumb and kicks shit out when it's not talked about for a long enough period of time. I'll have to make a note of that somewhere then, just so I don't fuck it up. Well, you know what I probably should do, stream-wise? Probably should just put art on Saturday, just so that way we can finish this up, since this one is a little bit time limited. I kind of want to make sure we finish this before October even starts. So, if I dedicate some time to it, that might be for the best. Oh. Hey there, Omega. Welcome in. Do hope the evening's running alright. And yeah, I guess I should take a sip, shouldn't I? You did kind of miss the Gunpla stuff, but we got everything done that we really needed to with the Buster doll, so... I caught a bit of it. Okay. So you may have seen us when we finished it off then. Looked like a lot of parts. Okay, so you popped in when we were dismantling all three of them and trying to put them back together. Yeah, because we had finished building the book instructions for Buster Doll Tank, but I've wanted to put together a custom one for a bit now. So we kind of took apart that and Exorcist Shadow and kind of jumbled them up a little bit. Mainly because one of them I want to be our Church of Bonk representative, and then the other one can just be a cute girl who does cute girl things. Who wouldn't want to be a cute girl doing cute girl things? Do they end up with the same number of arms, legs, and heads? Thankfully, yes. Being 2, 2, and 1 in that respective order. Cute girls are boring. I mean, yeah, that's why the cute girl is the second one, though. That's why we got the Church of Bonk Nun as the first one. We just have to actually get her a bonking weapon, because that's not quite as common in kits as I would like. But for now, she's got some shoulder cannons and a cross for the religious aspect of it. And I think we're going to work on just physical art for a bit. Just because I need to finish this before October starts, and I have not been focusing on it, so I kind of need to force myself to, I think. Don't. I'd make a teeny wooden mallet out of a 1-inch dowel rod and a 1/8 steel rod, instant hammer with silly proportions. Admittedly, that'd probably work, but I haven't really seen a place where I can get a 1-inch dowel. Granted, I haven't really checked the various hardware stores that are available, but they're not exactly within walking distance, so you can just call me lazy for that. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Every place that sells wood will have them. So I just gotta go talk with the nearest beaver then. Gotcha. That shouldn't be too hard. We're in Canada at least, so beavers are pretty readily available for selling. You can also just go edgy and use a square dowel. Boy, I guess a 1-inch thick square beam is probably there somewhere. Little of the old utility malls were square. Yeah. Nothing wrong with a square mallet. Circular ones were just easier to keep around. Yeah. I think stream-wise, we'll keep focusing on art for a couple weeks, just so that way we can finish up this project. And then I'll keep an eye out for either sales of or just other Gunpla that we might be able to work on in the meantime after we finish our art projects. Sound like a decent plan? There is another art project that I'd like to get done by the end of October, but I haven't quite given myself any time to do any of the learning processes I'll need for it, so that one might not be fully finished by the time we actually hit October. But we'll see how far I get on it, at least. Oh? What is Kin doing? Please don't make me recolor stuff. Oy. Kin is trying to solve a shadow color difference. Oh. Okay. It's a lifeless looking pink. You're not wrong, Kin. That is a bit of a lifeless looking pink. I think what we'll do for our stream at the very least, since my back is starting to hurt, let's just finish up the brown parts of the hair for now, and then next week we'll just keep working on whatever part I'm at, because this is something I'll probably work on during my off time as well if my brain allows it. Hmm. Actually, my back probably just hurts for the fact that I did my walk today. Or at least I did the big walk today. And I'm just sitting here doing art on the computer. It's probably not the best combo. Don't. Let's see. It'll be viewed at that angle. What does that look like? Let's lower you for a moment. I need a feathers tap here to actually do what I need. Hmm. That's definitely not what I need. There should be a button. Yeah. Figured there'd be a button that puts you at 100%. It'd be incredibly silly if there wasn't. Nope, not on that layer. Hmm. Mm, hmm. Okay, no, that is going. Mm, ooh. Skin's got a funky purple going on. Okay. Looks like a fun combo at least. Rid of you. Have the tail operate on a different lighting scenes that it can't be compared. Okay. That should at least make Ken's job even more fun when they have to start rigging that. You can go. Oh, no, not that. I don't need brush size that big. I just need the opacity to go up. Mm, don't think there would be too much light on that back half of the head, but suppose we can just put the general section here just to imply that there is at least some light hitting back here. That should probably be alright. And that basically takes us to end of stream anyways. Sure, we can end 10 minutes early. I'm going to assume Toto hasn't finished off yet, have they? Oy. Oh no, they did. Damn. Just missed him. Ow. Let's see then. Yeah, Toto just finished. If we finished a little earlier, we could have snagged them, but they're getting better at dodging even my weird timing. Let's take a peek here. Nile is doing their subathon. Oh, Salty's up. With Core Keeper, mind, but we don't get to see Salty too often. And then, whomster you? That looks like someone who's trying to draw Warhammer 40k armor. And is decently well knowledgeable about Warhammer 40k, at least by the looks of their chat. Yeah, we don't get to see Salty too often, so why don't we just go over there? Salty, Salty, Salty. Ooh, there's a lot of pixels that are very fuzzy on the screen. Read 1, read 2. Cool beans. Well, hopefully everyone had a lovely evening. I'll be back again on Wednesday to hang out with the guys. I'll post a picture of the Gunpla in their current state on Twitter, and I'll try to put it on the Discord too. But we'll be holding off on any more for the moment, just until we actually finish off this birthday stuff for Ken. And I think that about wraps us up. So, Hydra, you really need to stand up on your own. You don't even come with a base. You have to buy that separately, like some kind of Hasbro product. Okay, sorry, that was bugging me. But I'll be back on Wednesday. More Monster Hunter. We'll see about hitting Dark Souls on Thursday, and then we'll hang out with more art on Saturday. But rest well, and I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.